my girlfriend said carelessly. I just asked him to put sunscreen on my back. If you're feeling jealous, you can go home. Then she started laughing and joking with him in front of everyone, as if I didn't even exist. I stood up and walked out. The next day, I was somewhere she could never have imagined, and she had no idea where I had disappeared to. I'm 27, and until last weekend, I thought I understood what respect in a relationship looked like. I'd been dating Olivia for 2 years. We met through a hiking group, and she was everything I thought I wanted: adventurous, outgoing, always the center of attention at parties. Looking back, I realized those same qualities that attracted me were also the ones that slowly destroyed us. The problem started subtly. Olivia had this way of making me feel like I was overreacting to things that bothered me. She'd flirt with bartenders and tell me I was being insecure. She'd cancel plans last minute to hang out with her friends and say I was being clingy when I expressed disappointment. She'd post photos with other guys, arms around each other, and tell me I was controlling when I asked her to maybe consider how it looked. Her friends enabled it. They'd laugh when she'd dismiss my feelings in front of them, like I was some kind of joke. Her best friend, Lauren, particularly enjoyed making comments about how Olivia could do better or how I was lucky to have her. I bit my tongue most of the time because I loved her, and I kept thinking if I just proved myself enough, things would change. They didn't. The beach trip was supposed to be a fun weekend. Olivia had invited 6 of her friends, and I was the only boyfriend there. The other girls were single, or their partners couldn't make it. I should have seen it as a red flag when she seemed disappointed I could actually go, but I brushed it off. We got to the beach house Friday evening. It was one of those expensive rentals right on the water. Olivia's friend's family owned it. Everyone was drinking, playing music, having a good time. I tried to fit in, but I always felt like an outsider with her friend group. They had inside jokes I wasn't part of, references to nights out I hadn't been invited to. Saturday afternoon, we all went down to the beach. The sun was brutal, and everyone was applying sunscreen. I offered to help Olivia with her back, but she waved me off. I'm good, she said, not even looking at me. 10 minutes later, this guy approached our group. His name was Tyler. Apparently, he'd been at the beach house next door and recognized Lauren from college. He was tall, tan, clearly worked out, had that easy confidence that comes from being conventionally attractive and knowing it. Olivia lit up the moment he started talking. She laughed louder, touched her hair more, angled her body toward him. I sat there in my beach chair, watching it happen, feeling invisible. Then Tyler offered to grab drinks for everyone from the cooler near his rental. When he came back, he handed Olivia a beer and sat down in the sand right next to her towel. They started talking about surfing, which Olivia had tried exactly once in her life, but suddenly she was acting like she was obsessed with it. Hey Tyler, she said after a while, her voice sugary sweet. Would you mind putting some sunscreen on my back? I can never reach that spot between my shoulders. I froze. She hadn't asked me. She'd literally waved me off earlier, and now she was asking this random guy she'd met 30 minutes ago. Tyler glanced at me, seeming slightly uncomfortable, but Olivia was already handing him the bottle and turning around expectantly. Olivia, I said quietly, I can do that. She turned her head, and the look she gave me was pure dismissal. I just asked him to put sunscreen on my back. If you're feeling jealous, you can go home. Her friends giggled. Lauren smirked. Tyler looked between us, clearly picking up on the tension, but apparently deciding to proceed anyway. He squeezed sunscreen onto his hands and started rubbing it on her back. Olivia moaned. Actually moaned. Oh my God, that feels amazing. You're so much better at this than most people. More laughter from her friends. Tyler was grinning now, more confident. His hands moved slower than necessary, and Olivia was eating up the attention. Tyler, you're hilarious, she said, laughing at something he'd whispered that I couldn't hear. We should totally go surfing tomorrow morning. You could teach me. She didn't even glance at me. I was sitting 3 feet away, and it was like I'd ceased to exist. They kept talking, joking, and her friends were encouraging it, making comments about how good they'd look on surfboards together. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger exactly. More like a sudden, crystal clear understanding. This wasn't a relationship. This was me being a placeholder, a safety net, someone she kept around because I was convenient and supportive while she did whatever she wanted. I stood up, grabbed my towel and my bag. Where are you going? Lauren called out mockingly. Can't handle a little harmless fun? I didn't respond. I just walked back toward the beach house, packed my stuff, and called an Uber. The whole time, my phone stayed silent. Olivia didn't come after me. She didn't text. She didn't call. The Uber arrived, and I left. Update 1. I spent Saturday night in a hotel near the airport. I didn't sleep much. I kept expecting my phone to light up with apologies or explanations, but nothing came. Around midnight, I finally got a text from Olivia. "You're being ridiculous. Come back tomorrow and stop ruining everyone's weekend." That was it. No apology. No acknowledgement of what she'd done. Just annoyance that I'd left. I didn't respond. Sunday morning, I did something I'd been thinking about for months, but never had the courage to do. I booked a one-way ticket to Denver. My best friend from college, Nathan, had been begging me to visit for over a year. He'd moved there after getting a job opportunity and was always sending me photos of the mountains, telling me there were openings at his company, saying I should consider relocating. I'd always said no because of Olivia. She had her life here, her friends, her routine. Moving had never been an option we discussed because she made it clear she'd never leave. But sitting in that hotel room, I realized I'd put my entire life on hold for someone who couldn't even show me basic respect. I texted Nathan, "I'm coming to Denver, landing at 2 p.m. Can you pick me up?" His response was immediate. "Are you serious?" "Yes." "What happened?" "Long story. Tell you when I get there." I boarded the plane with just my backpack and a duffel bag. Everything else, my apartment, my stuff, my old life, could wait. Update 2. Olivia didn't notice I was gone until Sunday evening. I turned off my location sharing, put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and basically went dark. The beach trip was supposed to end Sunday afternoon, and when they all got back and I wasn't at her place waiting, she finally started to panic. Nathan told me later he saw her posting on social media. "Has anyone heard from my name?" He's not answering his phone. Her friends were commenting, acting concerned, but I knew it was all performative. She called 17 times Sunday night. I didn't answer. She left voicemails ranging from angry to confused to worried. "Where are you? This isn't funny. You're being a child. Call me back. I'm actually getting scared. Please just let me know you're okay." Monday morning, she started texting my friends and family. My brother called me. "Hey, Olivia's freaking out. She thinks something happened to you. Where are you?" "I'm fine," I said. "I'm in Colorado." "Colorado? What are you doing in Colorado?" "Visiting Nathan. I needed space." There was a pause. "Does this have something to do with her?" "Yeah." "Say no more. Want me to tell her you're alive, or let her sweat?" "Tell her I'm fine, but don't tell her where I am." He laughed. "Will do. For what it's worth, I never liked how she treated you." Hearing that from my brother, someone who rarely commented on my relationships, hit differently. It confirmed what I already knew. Everyone could see it except me. Update 3. Denver was exactly what I needed. Nathan lived in a great apartment with a spare room, and he immediately told me I could crash as long as I needed. We spent Monday hiking, talking, and I finally told him everything. Not just the beach incident, but the 2 years of slowly feeling smaller and smaller in my own relationship. "Dude," Nathan said when I finished. "You know you dodged a bullet by leaving, right? She's not going to change." "I know. So what's your plan?" "Honestly, I'm thinking about staying here for a while. Maybe permanently." His face lit up. "Seriously?" "Because I wasn't kidding about my company hiring. I could get you an interview this week." It felt surreal how quickly things were moving, but also right. Like I'd been stuck in pause for 2 years and suddenly pressed play again. Meanwhile, Olivia had escalated. After my brother confirmed I was safe, she'd apparently driven to my apartment and used the spare key I'd given her. She called me from there Tuesday morning. "What the hell is going on?" she demanded when I finally answered. "Your apartment looks like you left in a hurry. Where are you?" "I'm away." "Away where?" "Does it matter?" "Yes, it matters. You disappeared. You left me at the beach without a word. Actually, I told you I was leaving. You were too busy with Tyler to notice." Silence. Then, "Are you seriously still upset about that? He was just putting sunscreen on my back. And flirting with you. And making plans to see you again. While you completely ignored me and humiliated me in front of your friends. You're being insane. Nothing happened with Tyler. I didn't say anything happened. But your complete lack of respect for me and our relationship, that happened. That's been happening for months, and I'm done. So what? You're breaking up with me? Over sunscreen." The fact that she'd reduced it to sunscreen told me everything. She genuinely didn't understand what she'd done wrong. I'm breaking up with you because you don't respect me. Because you treat me like an inconvenience. Because your friends openly mock me and you think it's funny. Because I deserve better. I can't believe this, she said, her voice shifting to tears. I love you. We can work through this. Just come home and let's talk. There's nothing to work through. I'm not coming back. Not coming back to the apartment? Fine. We can meet somewhere neutral, not coming back to the city. I'm done, Olivia. I hung up. Update 4. The interview Nathan set up went incredibly well. They made me an offer by Thursday, better pay than my old job, full benefits, relocation assistance. I accepted on the spot. I flew back home the following Monday to pack up my apartment, give notice to my landlord, and tie up loose ends. I'd been gone exactly 1 week, and in that time, Olivia had apparently gone through every stage of grief. She'd posted cryptic quotes on social media about heartbreak and betrayal. She'd texted my friends asking if I was seeing someone else, because how could I move on so fast? She'd shown up at my workplace and been told I'd given notice. When I got back to my apartment, there was a letter taped to my door. Handwritten, 6 pages long. I skimmed it. Lots of, I'm sorry, and I didn't realize, and please give me another chance. But nowhere in those 6 pages did she actually acknowledge the specific things she'd done or take real accountability. It was all about her feelings, her pain, her loss. I texted her once. I got your letter. My answer is still no. Please don't contact me again. I wish you well. She tried calling immediately. I didn't answer. She showed up at my apartment that evening while I was packing. I almost didn't open the door, but I figured we needed a final conversation. She looked terrible. No makeup, eyes red, wearing sweatpants. Please, she said immediately. Please don't do this. Olivia, I know I messed up. I know I took you for granted. But we can fix this. I'll change. I'll be better. It's too late. It's not too late. We've been together for 2 years. 2 years where you made me feel small. 2 years where I adjusted everything in my life for you while you didn't adjust anything for me. 2 years of your friends treating me like I was beneath you while you laughed along. They were just joking. No, they weren't. And you weren't either. You know what the worst part is? I don't think you're a bad person. I think you genuinely don't understand why what you did was wrong. And that's exactly why I can't stay. Tears were streaming down her face. I love you. Maybe you do. But you don't respect me. And I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me. She tried to hug me. I stepped back. I need you to leave now. I have a lot of packing to do. She stood there for another minute, maybe hoping I'd change my mind, then finally walked away. I watched her get in her car and drive off, and I felt nothing but relief. Final update. It's been 3 months since I moved to Denver. I'm settled into my new job, which I actually love. Nathan and I found a bigger place together, and I've made new friends through hiking groups and work. The mountains are incredible, and I genuinely feel happier than I have in years. I heard through mutual friends that Olivia briefly dated Tyler. Apparently, they got together about 2 weeks after I left. It lasted less than a month. Shocking absolutely no one. He got tired of her constant need for attention and validation. Last I heard, she's back on dating apps and telling people I abandoned her. My brother sent me a screenshot of something she posted. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. I laughed. If thinking of me as trash makes her feel better, she can have that. I know the truth. I've been on a few dates here, nothing serious yet, but I'm in no rush. I'm learning to recognize red flags earlier, to value my own peace, to not compromise my self-respect for the sake of keeping someone else happy. Sometimes I think about that moment on the beach, watching her laugh with Tyler while pretending I didn't exist. It hurt then, but now I'm grateful for it. It was the wake-up call I needed to finally put myself first. My life isn't perfect, but it's mine again. And that's worth more than any relationship where I had to shrink myself to fit. Edit 1. Several people asked if Nathan knew this was coming. He didn't. He was genuinely shocked when I texted him from the airport, but he told me later he'd been worried about me for months based on our phone calls. He said I sounded tired all the time. Edit 2. I blocked Olivia on everything after the final conversation at my apartment. She tried reaching out through alternate accounts a few times, but I blocked those too. Haven't heard from her in over 2 months now. Edit 3. The relocation assistance covered my moving costs and first month's rent in Denver. Best money a company ever spent on me.